Hello guys, how's it going? It's February 1st, about 10 p.m. Central Standard Time here, and we're gonna go over Ethereum. But before we do, make sure you guys go to Steam it and upvote everything because I want to be a big part of the community there, and it's a small way of rewarding myself as well. And if you guys enjoy this content, make sure you like and subscribe to all this stuff on YouTube and on Twitter. And if you guys especially want to let me know I'm doing an awesome job, buy me a coffee. Or put it in the Luna piggy bank there and it goes straight to your vet bills. I apologize if that sounds so rehearsed and corny. I hate saying it, but I was told by like top YouTubers and bloggers, etc., that it's good to have a routine for stuff like that. It's so exhausting to do, guys. Okay, we're gonna get into Ethereum, but before we do, we gotta talk about a lot of things. First of all, I feel an immense amount of pressure on Ethereum because I haven't been wrong yet on Ethereum, guys. Like, I haven't been wrong on Ethereum in 3 months, like, since I've been doing TA on it. Every time I've done a technical analysis on Ethereum, it's just been, like, on point by a few dollars, right? Like, a few 10, 20, $30. And I'm always hesitant to do it because I don't want to do it wrong. It's also my favorite coin as well to hold long term. So I want to make sure that I get you guys the proper information. And I actually planned for this TA for about 2 hours before I got into it. Yeah, you guys wouldn't believe it, or some people may not, but it takes a long time to plan, right? Think of it like a strategy game, right? You got to plan, you got to know your opponent, you got to know exactly what you're getting into as well, and you got to plan your entries and your exits. You just got to really make sure you know what you're against and all the possible outcomes and all the angles as well. So we're going to take a look at Ethereum. I've come up with many alternate counts now that I'm very satisfied with. So we're going to debate it together with Elliott Wave here, and we're going to make a projection that's going to make you guys kind of upset when you hear it. But unfortunately, it will be like that in my personal and professional opinion. So my goal is to make sure that you guys are informed, right? I don't want to give out wrong information. I don't want to cause FUD. I want to make sure you guys are very well protected and know what you're getting into for the same coins that I follow as well. So before we do that, we're going to go right here. Okay, people thought I was, man, every time I post something where it just seems so unconventional and unlikely, I always get things like, that's not likely, it's not likely. And, you know, everyone's like, we're going to hedge into Ethereum, right? Going to hedge into Ethereum. When BTC tanks and Ethereum and Bitcoin will negatively correlate, right? Ethereum will go up, Bitcoin will go down. We'll hedge, we'll insure, we'll put into Ethereum while Bitcoin goes down and Ethereum will go up. Yeah, it didn't really happen, guys. I said earlier that this official impulse wave failed and the correction target 2 days ago, I said 925, right? And yeah, we didn't really hit 925, but if you guys look right here in the low, we actually hit 960. So would you guys consider that a win? $35 off? I'd say so. Yeah, I'd say so, right? How did I derive that target? Honestly, it was kind of just a very general range there, and I just took a really round number from pretty much this point right there. That's how I did it, okay? I figured we have a lot of activity in this particular section over here, and I also took it back to these further areas as well. So I thought we were going to fall right into here at first, but this extension is going to be a lot longer than that actually. This was just kind of a small target one guess, and now I'm gonna try to predict. Pretty much the not exact dollar, but the range that it's going to be in, and we're going to go over some Elliott wave counts. So let's get into this, guys. So I said that I originally thought that this was like this. Okay, I thought that this was like A, B, and C, but now that this substructure failed, I clearly have a very different perspective of what I think is going on now, and I will gladly talk about it with you folks as well. Okay, let's do this, okay? So actually I'm just gonna go like a 4 hour or something. It's a lot easier on this kind of time frame. Alrighty. So the way I see this right in here is like this. It's very, very simple to me on a 4 hour, okay? I'm gonna get my toolbar out here first of all for you. I see this as 1, 2, I see this area as 4 right in here, and 5, like that. If I go to a different time frame, for example, it'll actually confirm it a lot better here. And I've actually counted these subwaves inside of here already, and this is a beautiful 5-wave structure. Would we not agree with that, right? Very, very lovely 5-wave structure right here. I just like the way they're all sloped very equivalently as well. So that's a pretty good 5-wave structure that we see there. And now all of this, okay, I was thinking the entire time, all right, well, is this going to make a channel, okay? Is that going to make some sort of channel? Because first of all, what I did was I drew this. Okay, something like that, right? And what I like to do is I like to do this, clone it like that, bring it down to, say, this region right there, and obviously that could make a channel, right? Then I think to myself, okay, well, that wouldn't really make sense, because that can't really be a third wave substructure. And then I realized there's no way this is going to bounce off of there, because this would make a very irregular Elliott wave type of pattern. And when we get very irregular types of waves in here like that, it doesn't make sense for it to be an impulse wave up. So I originally thought that this could have been like that, right? 1, 2, and we were going to get a 3 somewhere way up there, 4, and 5 to my target of 1750. Something like that, right? But clearly, it didn't even make anything remotely close to that at all, okay? And then now, I'm left to think to myself, well, if that one wasn't really likely as well, what other trend lines can I draw? I can draw something like that, okay? And then if I actually extend it here, check this out. Interesting, right? Interesting or what, guys? We're using a massive, massive sloped trend line right here that actually bounces off of very key critical points. But my theory is that they always break eventually during a massive correction. So I'll change this to 100 and see how that looks. Not the best. We're already in a downtrend on the 100. Let's see 150. 150 is even worse. Like the same thing. Let's see 200. 200, yeah, we're pretty much sideways trending according to this right here. So I'm just going to leave it on 55 since the moving average doesn't really dictate anything. Let's also look at the 2-hour chart, okay? We're seeing it getting to oversold regions. On the 4-hour chart, not really too oversold at all yet. We have to keep in mind that Ethereum has reached extremely, extremely low RSI before. In fact, it has reached even 15. On the 1-hour chart, sure, we're trending here a little bit right now. No problem at all. But what we're noticing is we can't really get into a higher high, okay? So we're getting into a pretty bad spot for Ethereum here in general. Now, let's go over a few more arguments as well. Now, if this is a 5-wave structure right here, and clearly we don't see 5 waves in here, right? There's no way it could form it. I denoted that this subwave right here needed to stay above $1,100 for us to consider it an impulse wave, because we don't want it to retrace into this substructure right there. So if this, for example, made something like that, then I would have been led to a very different conclusion, right? We were talking about that, and that could have been something like that. And then we make our way up to a higher one, like this, which is now completely false. We have 3, 4, and we get up to the 1750 range like that. This was what the ideal bullish scenario was. But this denotes a complete failure by retracing into the wave 1 territory. So now this is actually off the table entirely. Therefore, if I count 5 subwaves in here now instead of the original ABC that I drew, the only thing that I can come up with right now is this is basically a leading first wave diagonal, an ending 5th wave diagonal, where it ends up making a wedge in here. And these patterns are actually very, very common for the 5th wave, where it goes something like this, okay? Let me actually explain it to you guys, the mechanics of an ending 5th wave diagonal. So it goes something like that, 3, 4, okay, and then 5, like that. And then the 5th one basically ends up doing something like this, okay? It'll end up wedging like this, perhaps, like that. So it makes 5 beautiful ending 5th wave diagonals, where sometimes the 1st and the 4th wave will overlap. You guys need to get that rule out of your head, where wave 4 can't overlap into wave 1 territory. There are many, there's so many sub-rules that you guys need to familiarize yourself. These are rules and guidelines at the same time. So this is perfectly fine for an ending 5th wave diagonal. You can also see a leading 1st wave diagonal as well, like how you see an ending 5th wave diagonal. So now, if I count this as my first impulse wave up right there, then this must be an ABC type of correction, right? It must be, by deduction and reasoning. Now I say to myself, Is this possibly ABC right here? And it does look like some ABC correction here, maybe like a 335 substructure. But the most important thing is the B to C wave in here always makes a 5 wave. And definitely we see 5 waves with a very slight overlap in a leveraged market, and we get a huge extended 5th wave in there because that goes to the C location. So now what we have right now is this. We have A, B, okay, we got something like this right now that we see already. Now there's two main types of zigzags, which I will write to you. There's a 3-3-5 and there's a 5-3-5 as well. Now, a 5-3-5 is something like this, where it has 5 subwaves coming down. So it's lesson time, guys. Now the B can come in many, many different shapes as well. Sometimes it can come in an A, B, C, D, E triangle, but we just happen to get a perfect zigzag. Now, we are on a C right here. What we like to do is we like to do this. Okay, these are the general guidelines and the rules that I always have upheld to myself, and they have worked out very well, as you guys have seen from my other analysis as well. Okay, so here we try to get 5 waves coming down. We must get 5 wave in here. Trust me, guys, for the C, it's always 5 wave. So what we try to do is a combination of two things. Okay, combination of two things where we most likely do this, actually 3 things. Okay, we take an extension possible target of 1 to 1, right? And then we also take an extension target of roughly of the first wave to the 1618 level. Okay, actually this one here, I'll move it down a little bit, maybe in here, like that. Okay, just use that as a guideline. So I will do something like that, and we try to get it to roughly the 161.8 level right here. Okay, and then the next thing we try to do that I like to follow is I like to also get it within the 618 region as well. Okay, so these are the 3 methods of correlation that I use. One is a 1-to-1 extension for a zigzag. 2 is taking the first impulse wave coming down with a 161.8 extension down there. And 3, taking a Fibonacci retracement of the entire thing for about the 618 region. Now, I know these are a lot of rules to follow, right? But as traders, what we try to do is have a set rule, a set guideline, and a set of rules in general that we follow that has kept us profitable over time, and we maintain these very rigid rules over time. Now, if I were to believe that this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is ABC, which we now pretty much have confirmed, now we ask ourselves, where's the 5 waves for here? We don't see it, guys. We don't see it, right? At all. Okay? Where is the 5th wave? What do you guys think? How does this look to you right now so far? Now, what we need to make note of is this is a major support line, right? This one right here is sloping. Well, when it breaks, when a support breaks, what is it called now? It's called a resistance. And when you break a resistance, it becomes a support, right? So a lot of the times, what these like to do is, we can see it breaking out of here already, slightly already, if you guys have noticed, depending on how we draw it, right? Slightly breaking, it's very relative as well to how we draw it. Let's say we just drew something like that. So what we can expect is, if it does break down, which I'm very confident it will, is that the wave 4 will usually try to break back into the bullish zone. Now, where is a bullish zone? It would be above the resistance or the support that it recently broke, which is now the resistance. Sometimes it might not even get there. Sometimes it will. But what I will make sure of is that it does not retrace into this territory by more than a wick for wave 1, right? And the wave 1, if we notice where it is right now as well, depending on where we draw it, guys, what do you guys notice? Right, this wave 4 is most likely right there. Is it coincidence that this massive sloped trend right now ends right there, which also happens to be the exact place that the wave 1 territory ends? We wonder to ourselves based on price action, and we say, nah, it's probably not coincidence, and this is most likely a wave. So I'm going to do a few things now for some methodology here. I'm going to do step 1. I'm going to take my Fibonacci extension tool. These are very rough guides, okay? And we're going to go to both the extreme ends and non-extreme ends. So what I noticed based on Fibonacci here, I got to draw a little bit better here. Something like that, okay? So I'm going to make a note here first of all. This is the 614 level right there. Now, I'm also going to take this extension at a 618 level, and then I will correlate it to many other methods. So this one is the 168 point, right around, I can't really see it actually, it's not close enough to it. Okay, so at 161.8 is, whoops, sorry about that. Okay, now the next region that I see is pretty much the 161.8, which I will make a middle box here for. Now I'm going to delete all of these as well. We're going to go to daily chart now, get a little bit of a better picture on it, and then we're going to take our Fibonacci extension for these ranges right here. So I will take Fibonacci extension right here, and I will target pretty much the average of these two around the 618 region, right there. So we notice that we have a higher region, a lower region, and then an average region, which just happened to be right in between it. Therefore, boom, this is my target right here. That is how I'm going to use my methodology to calculate this target. And my target is going to be, guys, the average of pretty much right here, $700. It's between, what's the low here for this one? 770. I'm gonna guess that my target is actually going to be between $720 and $770. I know you guys might not want to hear that, but yeah, 720 to 770 is going to be my target, and I'm going to write it down right about here. 720 to 770, like that. That is going to be my correction target. Now we needed to verify many ways, right? We took our ABC extension using a one-to-one extension on a lower end. Then we did just taking the extrapolation and fib extension for waves 1 and just 2, and we took a 161.8 for that one, and then we took the middle range, which was the fib level of the entire waves 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? So which is actually of just here, like this one was one wave, we're taking just this wave right there basically, right? We're not going to take, actually, I'm sorry guys, I think I did it wrong. I was supposed to take it from all of here, okay? And I was targeting about the 0.5 level in between, so my mistake there, okay? So this is going to be my first target right here, 770, right there, 720 to 770 still, okay? And now my lower range, which I don't really want to think of it right now, but of course it could get to the 600 ranges as well. But I'm going to stick to my guns and say between 720 and $770 still to target the 0.5 fib level. And we also need to extend this out and acknowledge it. Check that out. Right? If we take the 0.5 level, does it really make sense for it to be a support in an area where, you know, there's nothing really happening, okay? Right? There's not really a lot of activity in here. Like, are we going to say it's going to go to this region between 618? Nah, probably not, guys. It's probably not going to happen. Where's the most logical place, based on everything we've talked about, for it to land? Most likely right around here. Very, very much so. Right around here, guys. 720 to 750 is going to be my target correction. And as it gets closer to this day, I will follow up with it so well, guys. I think you guys know me better than that right now. When I follow a coin, I follow it very well. I do TA on it literally every single day. And if you guys are trading the same coins as me, you guys can be guaranteed to constantly get an update that can be reliable, where I will explore multiple options as well. And you guys know what, like, just based on everything here that I have drawn thus far, let's go to a lower time frame. Let's delete some of this now here as well. Let's go to a lower time frame. Let's try to get some of it very symmetric, all right? Let's just say this ends right there, and this does a similar type of correction to about right there, and we also get a similar trend here as well, just based on angles. We're talking about in a few days, like in about a week, but we're talking definitely before, you know, February 16 there, right? And what's very likely as well, we get an ending fifth wave that goes something like this, okay, where this makes 5, okay? Let's say this makes 5, you know, something like that. And then this makes a very long correction where it makes an additional 5 waves inside of this one as well. Then we can get something like this almost, right? that ends up happening a lot, where we get an ending fifth wave diagonal within the fifth wave as well. So we can expect this to correct for a while, in my opinion, because Bitcoin, as we all know, with everybody's kind of on that wagon of the February 16 thing after Chinese New Year's. But don't rely on it too much. Don't count on it too much, guys. Like, you just gotta make sure we play it by ear, and then we go from there. And we can see the market right now just bleeding out already. Okay. Now I want to go to CoinMarketCap as well, just to do a little bit of a summary on here. Alrighty. It was really funny how someone pointed out this right here, trending cats post. I look at the cat section a lot there. So now we see the 24-hour volume at $5.3 billion. Okay, I'm gonna go to historical data as well. And what do we see, guys? We see February 1st as an attempt basically for people to hedge earlier in the day today, and yesterday late at night as well. People thought that they really believed, guys, that you can hedge on Ethereum. Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't believe it was going to work at all. Like, there's no way there's not going to be a positive correlation when Bitcoin is bleeding out the market and the market cap is just drying up there. Okay, we're talking about a $425 billion market cap, which is a $135 billion market cap drop in the past 3 days. Okay. We've literally lost about 15 to 20% of the entire market cap for all of crypto in like 3-4 days. So now what we see of 24-hour volume is, of course, $5.2 billion. Right, in the past few days, we never even got close to that. Last time we got to a relatively decent volume over what we are at now was January 18. That's like 2 weeks ago almost. Okay, and this volume right here, guys, is not only people attempting to hedge, but now it's people finally realizing that correction is overdue and stuff is getting real. Okay, and since we made this video, guys, we've already downticked like $30 on Ethereum. So yeah, ignore the timeline. Okay, I don't really judge, I don't really guess timeline too much. Okay, I'm just gonna guess an average price here of about $750 at first. Okay, for my first target there. It's crazy how much the market's bleeding right now, guys. It's crazy how much there's panic right now. Okay, let me ask you guys a rhetorical question for the people that are very panicked. Okay, do you guys believe in the future of cryptocurrency and that it has a very relevant place in society, in business, in technology, in our world? Is it something that can revolutionize the world, right? Is it one of those technologies that can change the way we do business, and just, is blockchain technology very viable, put it that way? And obviously the answer is yes, because of the controversy that it's bringing up right now. Do you guys really think that it's going to be one of the hottest topics for the past few years and then just fizzle into the background and then never be brought up again? No, guys, no. Do you guys know that blockchain developers, just software engineers, whatever, all the programmers that are in this blockchain technology field, that the employment rate has gone up by a substantial amount over the past few years? Yeah, guys, it's crazy how many jobs that this is creating as well. And people go to school for computer science now, and a lot of people are very familiar with blockchain technology, right? So first of all, is it logical to assume that it will be a very, very bullish market and there will be improvements on the technology in the future, right? And it will be massively adopted? Is that logical? Yes, it is. Now let me ask you this. The coins right now that are in the top 20 coin market cap, have they exponentially gone up in the past few months or years? And the answer is yes as well, right? Regardless if we look at low cap, medium cap, or high cap coins, right? I'm not talking about diversifying your portfolio or anything. I'm just being rhetorical and asking, if you were to buy every single top 20 coin right now in 2019, would there be a high chance that all of these top 20 coins will have a much higher market cap and also much higher valuation as well for price? The answer is probably yes, okay? So if you're a long-term holder, guys, you got to believe in this technology of Ethereum and crypto in general, okay? So we got to make sure that we know that the market is very resilient to being eradicated, regardless of all the FUD, government attempts to legislate and regulate, and all these tether issues, India, oh God, Korea, China, you guys name it, Russia, every country has fudded in some massive way, including, politicians, including prominent figures. Like, I'll just name some, like, John McAfee, who knows, I'm Jamie Dimon. There's so many more. I'm just naming the two that you guys would probably know. Regardless of all the attempts that investment banks have made, Bitcoin and crypto is super resilient. So I need you guys to also believe in yourself as well for believing in the market of cryptocurrency. It's here to stay. That is why you guys got into it to begin with. So make sure you guys are checking your emotions if you're a very long-term holder and you've missed your opportunity to sell already. So believe in the cryptocurrency market. If you guys cannot muster up the courage to sell, this is not financial advice. This is just being logical. If you cannot muster up the courage to sell and to take a, to stick to your stop loss, to take a loss in general, right? You gotta think rationally about the future of cryptocurrency and believe that there will be a massive bull trend and wide adoption mainstream in the future. So I want to reassure you guys and let you guys know that I believe in Ethereum a lot as well, and I don't think that there's going to be any type of issue whatsoever in terms of reaching a much higher high. Now, let me ask you guys this as well. Okay, I will ask you guys a very rhetorical question like I asked for my Bitcoin analysis. So this is when I bought Ethereum, guys. Like, I kid you not, I bought it like, $10 rate. I bought it right here, basically, right before this breakout. I'm not kidding you guys. I was trading back then quite a bit as well, and I said to myself, is that an ascending triangle? What is going on right now? Volume heavily picked up, partnerships announced. Okay, guys, boom, broke out of it. I bought right around $10, $11, guys. Now, if I told you guys around here that Ethereum would hit $350, $400, $1,300, $1,400 in a few months, what would you guys have thought of me? You probably would have thought I was freaking crazy, right? Who would have thought that this would go from $10 to where we are now? So is it really irrational for me to think and believe in the cryptocurrency in general and assume that there will be mass adoption down the road? Is it crazy for me to think that Ethereum could get some ridiculous numbers, like in the high thousands, like we're talking 1750, 2000 range? No, not at all, guys. Keep in mind that Bitcoin always, or cryptocurrency always ceases, it never ceases to amaze people what it can do and the amount of gains percentage-wise that it can make. You guys look at every coin, right? I've called out, oh my goodness, how many coins, guys, have I called out for hundreds of percents of gains, right? So we have to be very forward thinkers and also believe in the industry as well and the technology, and just change your mindset to bullish, okay? Change your mindset to long-term bullish or very bullish, and you have to factor in all the fundamentals going on in the world so you can get an overall view of the market and just a sentiment of it. And the sentiment in the world, guys, is that regulation is happening right now. It needs to be in a controlled environment. Now, you take out that after all of this is done, well, guys, after it's regulated, it's controlled, there's going to be mass adoption because it will be more widely accepted and talked about. So it's not really far-fetched to say it could reach possibly $2,000, is it? So please change that mentality of yours as well. I'm not really worrying if you're a really super long-term holder. If you're a day trader or swing trader, that is a different story, right? Because you have to make sure that you free up your capital, you manage your risk as well, and you actually have an allocatable amount of money to play in the market, right? That is where you have to stick to your stop loss very, very closely, and I can see why you guys worry. So you guys have to make that decision if you're in a bad spot right now to sell. Not financial advice, just super generally speaking. Whether you sell, you take a loss and you buy back cheaper, or you just hold, guys, or you add more. What I do is I'm super bullish in the market. If it goes down a little bit lower than I expected and I didn't buy it the best place, this is simply what I do. This is all that I do. If I bought it at wave 3, for example, by accident, or near wave 4, no problem. I just keep buying more. I just ladder my buys like this to eventually get a big buy. And then when it gets much closer to the bottom, believe it or not, guys, I double up, I triple up. If I'm playing at whatever position, I'll just make sure I get the best base price. Why? Because I believe in cryptocurrency and technical indicators, and I do believe that bounces do happen. So I'd like to get yeah, like I get stopped out. Don't get me wrong, guys. I get stopped out for day trading for sure. But when I used to hold long-term stuff, nah, I honestly never got stopped out, guys, because I was so bullish on everything in my mind that I've always doubled or tripled up, and it has proven to be true that it works. I'm not suggesting it. I'm talking about in the past when everything was very bullish and we can see a big uptrend. I would just add more to my position because I believed in it. I don't believe that the market is going to crash entirely at all. I think Bitcoin is going to make a crazy rally in a few days or a week or so, okay? You guys are going to be blown away. So take my word for it right now that you guys are here to stay, and so is cryptocurrency. So believe in the technology as much as I believe in it as well, and believe in a future because it's very bright, guys. So that is where I stand. These are my correction targets, 720 to 770. We'll average it out to about $750, and I don't know when it's going to happen, right? But it's going to happen. Guys, it's gonna happen. I'm sorry to say and to be that freaking confident about it right now, but I firmly believe that we're gonna hit somewhere in the 700, low 700, mid 700 ranges, but somewhere in there. And these are my quick thoughts on Ethereum. I hope it has helped you make a good decision. I hope that I've improved your mental game. Trading is very mental, guys. If you are not mentally strong, okay, not stable, wrong word, I'm sorry for even stuttering that word. I meant to say mentally capable and emotionally capable as well of trading, holding, investing. You need to make sure that you guys step up your game and change your mentality and focus on developing a sharp and keen mentality so you guys can stay strong with your emotions. Got to make sure that we check these emotions. Ask yourself, why are some traders better than others if there are lots of geniuses in the industry? And the answer is simple. It's because some people are much more emotionally capable of handling the stress and managing their emotions than others. If trading were as easy as getting all the geniuses doing very well, every single person from, like, you know, an Ivy League school, they would be dominating the cryptocurrency scene. But nah, guys, it doesn't work like that, how smart you are, okay? If you don't got the skills to hold and stay in the game and make sure those emotions are controlled, you will be flushed out very easily by the investors and smarter players, right, who are strong in the game, okay? There's a reason why it's called the bulls and the bears, right? They're very, very strong and powerful animals, right? And there's a reason why they say that the pigs do get slaughtered. So if this has helped you in any way, go to my Steemit, guys. Click that upvote button because, believe it or not, these hour-long videos that I make, as much as they help me as well, right? I don't get rewarded in any way. So just take a minute and go upvote it, which I would appreciate so much because I love you guys and you guys love me. I've got that kind of personality that can get away with saying things like that, right? Because I'm so serious and so joking at the same time and like kind of soft-spoken, I guess, that I can woo you guys into doing things like that, right? I'm just joking, guys. I'm just joking. You guys all know my personality. I've got a mix of seriousness and I have a mix of also like very, very joking as well. That is life. Doesn't matter what you do, guys. Make sure you have fun with crypto, okay? If you don't have fun with crypto and you're stressed out all the time, you're not going to have fun with crypto, okay? Please also share, like, subscribe to my Twitter and YouTube. And if you guys love these videos, consider buying me a coffee, and that's it. Just a coffee. And donate to the Luna Cryptocurrency Piggy Bank. Other than that, I'm going to see you guys between 720 and 770. I'm freaking confident about this, guys, because I plan to buy, I can't even imagine how much Ethereum I'm gonna get at that price, and then I'm gonna do a crazy extrapolation when we get near those zones, because I just feel like I'm on a roll with Ethereum, guys. I'm on a roll with Ethereum, staying in touch with it for the investment side. I've followed up with it very well for an incredibly long time now, and we're gonna go from there. But one last thing I want to leave you guys off with is this, okay? This might not happen till over here, and we might need to reevaluate, okay? Because very well, what this could end up being is actually a B, C, D, E type of correction. I would like to make that very clear right now, that this right here could actually be instead an A, B, C, D, and then we get one more around the 1670 regions, right? And then we start downtrending over here, and then we will reevaluate our Elliott waves. So to be very, very clear that that is possible as well. Other than that, you guys have a very great night. make sure that you guys always exercise what I preach the most. It's the C word. You guys should know it by now. It's caution, all right? So have yourselves a fantastic night, traders and investors. I look forward to updating you with Ethereum, and take it easy, guys. Bye now.